All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to First Attempt Weightlifting. My name is John Filippini. With me is Aaron Adams.
Hey.
So we're going to go ahead. First off, thank you all for tuning in. I know we've been getting the submissions starting to come in through the email. That's at firstattemptweightlifting@gmail.com.
Send them in.
We do like some more, and of course we're getting the subscribes and the shares going on. Show your friends if you think that this video could be helpful to them. All right, today's video is Jenna. She's getting a little bit of help from actually one of my former lifters, a guy named Pat. They're lifting down at Harbor East CrossFit down in Baltimore. So we're going to be taking a look at one of her videos and seeing what we got to work with. It's kind of an interesting and a little bit of a unique situation here, but it does apply to others. Alright, so it's a snatch, so I just actually want to play that one more time because you might have missed some of what was going on there.
Hey, good snatch. If I walk into a gym and I see that, I'm happy.
Oh yeah, and what's the thing you liked best about it?
Everything. Her back angle off the ground's really nice. There's a lot that I like.
I like it.
She keeps a really good position. She sets her shoulders before she goes.
I like
great extension.
I like this.
Yeah,
this is good.
Look at this. Now let's say she's 5'4", in this picture right here, she's 5'7".
Yeah,
that's important. She gained an extra 3 inches just by extending fully.
We are not, huge. If you actually are 5'5", we're not taking that inch away from you.
Yeah,
but
I'm sorry.
We're just saying the point, the differentiation. That's all we meant.
Yeah,
those extra inch or two.
She's extending huge, which is very, very impressive. That's really hard to teach, actually.
Yeah.
I bet you she could do a really nice box jump, actually.
I would totally believe it. I would say the one nitpick thing here is I actually think that her back angle is good, but she could get those knees back out of the way.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I look for the fact that here... I'm watching the fact that if we start right where her bar starts, I'm looking at the fact that it's vertical, but I like a little bit of sweep at this point.
Yeah, can you keep that line there, actually?
Sure.
So I also like the shins to be perpendicular to the ground to make a T, actually. Now, if we watch as this goes through, she actually swings the bar in, and look at this neck.
Yup.
Now, you pointed this out when we were just watching this video a little bit earlier. But let's watch how that changes. She's good, she's good, she's good. Right here, she starts whipping that neck back. Now, I think it has something to do with that right there.
What my boy, I'm betting, Pat, that was your doing here, having that plate in front of her, because she's probably the sort of person that typically jumps forward. And this is actually something that when we teach USA weightlifting courses, this is like one of the classic examples as far as technique. Cause and effect.
Right.
We don't necessarily, we want the bar to move well and yada yada. That's what we really care about in creating power. But all the pieces of technique all relate to what consequence they have.
Right.
So let's talk about this head and what usually, I bet she's actually thrown her head back less than she used to.
Yeah.
Because usually, if at this point, you go from here and you're throwing your head back really aggressively, the thing that's going to counterbalance is usually your hips get thrown forward, which causes the bar to go forward.
Now let's see what actually happens a little bit later on.
And in this case, what ends up happening is that she's got a bit of that, but she's been clearly, to me, I feel like she could have been putting that back a little bit more. Because actually, if we check that out, yeah. If we look at this, if you watch this line right here of kind of where her feet are, jumps forward to that. And granted, the camera moved a little bit, but compared to where the plate is, you can definitely see that she definitely did jump forward just a little bit. I'm betting that's less than it's been because of putting that plate there as a little cue.
Right, which is a great technique. I do that quite often, actually. Sometimes it's a little scary. I'm like, I hope they don't like jump too far forward. But that's always just a risk sometimes you have to take with teaching someone how to do technique. Now,
this is funny because I hear from a lot of people that are classically trained, especially in powerlifting, they always say they want the head, like we're going to have seen a little while ago, we would have done a video with Jen, this is Jenna, but that would have been Jen, that she was looking down. She would have spent that whole time, she would have been looking down, and the reason for that is that she wants to have the head in a neutral position with her back.
Right.
And ergonomically, if you're doing a maximal deadlift, that's not the end of the world. But in this case, we always say we want the head facing straight forward. The reason for that being when they extend, you want a nice straight position. The problem is, right, what you actually want to do is you want to learn, especially in the jerk people do this, that you want to have the idea of retracting your head straight back to create a nice packed neck position and extended strong neck.
Yeah, locking your neck in place, basically.
If instead, as she's doing here, when we come up, that as she moves from here to here, if instead your cue is that you're trying to rock your head back, you'll end up craning your neck, and usually it'll actually cause some problems in the kind of front neck muscles and into your chest a little bit, which can have some damage later on.
And you can actually see when we were saying when she throws her head back, she compensates with her hips right there. So if you watch her hips, watch right here, her hips go forward into the bar. Now her head is actually counterbalancing that. That's why that bar path, in my opinion, stays really nice and straight, and she's able to complete the lift in a good position overhead, I would say.
Yeah, so to wrap up the cue, I like the fact that this plate is here, this is good, and in general, make sure your head, just like she's doing right here, make sure the eyes are pointing straight head, and you're pulling retracting the head, not extending the neck.
Yeah, kind of like, almost like tucking your chin back, but not down.
Yep. Cool. All right, that's our analysis here. Jen, I hope it helps you out. This is First Attempt Weightlifting. My name is John Philippine, and this is Aaron Adams, and we will be taking your video submissions at FirstAttemptWeightlifting@gmail.com. Subscribe, like, share it with people that you think it can help out. We look forward to hearing from you.
See y'all later.